Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Elon Musk's social media company X has reached a settlement with former employees who sued for $500 million in severance pay. These workers sued the company over their terminations and severance packages after around 6,000 workers, more than half of the workforce, were laid off when Musk first took over the company in 2022. Court documents filed by both sides state the parties have reached a settlement agreement in principle and began negotiating the terms of a long-form settlement agreement, according to the BBC. Details of the settlement have not been made public, and we know why. Let me tell you something, family. Whatever those employees think they're going to get, they're not going to get, because Elon does not honor his word. He's more like Trump than one could ever imagine. That's why they could not stand to be in the same room for too long. They had to admire each other's wicked ways, But the egos was just too big to be in the same room. Too big. And the relationship imploded faster than most of us thought it would. I actually thought it might last, a good maybe year. I think they were in the same space for about maybe 5 months or something, maybe 6 months, and it was over. In any event, the employees were contractually entitled to a severance package of 2 months base pay, plus 1 week for each year they had been with the company. I don't think that's a lot of money. 2 months base pay. That don't seem like a lot of money to me. If you were making, let's say, 10,000 a month, you had Twitter where everybody wasn't making that kind of money. But let's just say 10,000 a month. You had Twitter, you're making 10,000 a month. That's only $20,000. And you got fired abruptly. So a lot of those people probably got kicked out of their homes. I'm sure a few people lost their homes, they lost their cars, and they lost their status in life. Some people probably lost their minds. So you got to think about that, fam, how it affects people long term. When people get fired just like that, this is the thing that scared me about corporate America. I remember when the Houston Chronicle took over the Houston Post. I was watching television and it was breaking news in Houston. The Post was a long-standing newspaper, a daily newspaper that had been around for damn near 100 years. And they shut down like that all of a sudden with no notice. The employees came to work one day and they found a note on their desk. Everybody had a note on their desk. This is a massive, massive building, fam, with like dozens and dozens and dozens of desks. Everybody had a note on their desk that read, "You have 30 minutes to pack your things and get out." 30 minutes. 30 minutes. There was one dude, this old white dude was on there. He was tore up, man. The dude said, "I've been here 30 years and they're giving me 30 minutes to pack my things and get out." He had no advance notice. He never saw it coming. So that's the thing that scared me about corporate America. And that really could happen working for anybody, because the employee is the last to know in most cases. But if you pay attention, you can see the writing on the wall most of the time. You see, production is not as strong. You see quality control is not there. You see sales declining, oftentimes you can see the writing on the wall. in any event, fam, that messed me up. I was like, oh no, I can't do that. I don't like the idea of another man or woman having that type of power over me where they can control my livelihood. I don't like that. Elon Musk, I don't believe, is going to honor that settlement. I'll bet you $1 to a donut once they come to an agreement, he's going to renege on the price, and he's going to probably try to get it down to half of what it is already. They came for $500 million. Since they're not making the settlement public, I'm sure that they're settling for less than $500 million. But Elon is going to try to get it dropped even further. He might even get a judgment against him, and with his connections, get a lawyer to throw it out. Get a judge, not a lawyer, but get a judge, who might be a lawyer also, to throw it out. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.